Greetings all, Ferrariman601 here. Welcome back to F1 2017. It has been quite a while since I have done a video in F1 2017. The game has gotten a little bit of an update. I wouldn't really call it a big update. I would call it just a gentle persuasion forward, I would say. It's nothing earth-shattering. A few visual improvements have been made to the cars as the cars have continued to evolve over the course of the 2017 season. Additionally, there have been some graphical tweaks. The displays in terms of the MFDs and the HUD, they have been refined a little bit. There are little bug issues along the way as well with those displays, I've noticed. Just one thing that we'll point out in the race. But we're at Spa today, and we're continuing our series of running the classic cars. So we've got the MP413. I have already run a race in the MP413, but I want to do at least one video on all the classic cars from cockpit view. So that's what we're doing today here at Spa. One-shot qualifying to come proximately. So, down start finish here at Spa, we are being shown to our arch nemesis here, Letourneau, and now we have Roth in the RB6, and that's a half spin. Oh, this is already terrible. Okay, well, we're a Class 2 car, and Larson now showing us the Ghost Delta to P1 is a Class 1 car, obviously, so we don't really have to worry about that. We just don't want to be at the back of Class 2, which consequently would be the back of the field. Running here at 17,000 RPM in 6th gear, that is flat out for the MP413 into Lecombe. I have not run this game in quite a while. The physics are, well, they're not sim physics, so I'm not used to them. I've been running Assetto Corsa almost exclusively since I stopped making these F1 2017 videos, so yeah, a lot to unlearn in terms of the sophistication of the physics model. But as we have already discussed, I had a change of heart about this game, and well, it's enjoyable for what it is. Just don't try to call it a sim because it's not one. Then again, I don't think they ever really tried to market it as such. Anyway, through Pujon, a bit wide of the second apex there, but no problem. That puts us on line for the exit. Tiffany now a bit of a lockup. The brakes here, that's the biggest thing to get used to stepping back into this game. The brakes are rather inconsistent, so you've just got to gentle on the pedal. The car will stop more than you think it should. Stabilo now back up to the old circuit. Yeah, this is not going to be a particularly good lap. We're not challenging for P1 overall anyway, but where will we be in terms of Class 2? You can see on the displays now, if you look in the upper left, you can see that it now shows you not only your opponent's names, but what class they're in, so that is very good indeed. It did show you that before, but it's a little bit easier to read. Let's see, what's that lap good for? Second in class, okay. So that half spin at the front totally killed us in terms of getting pole position in class, but where do we shake up? I made a pretty big mistake, and it was still only worth 2/10 from P1 in class. So, alright, the other MP413 in front of us. I don't know if anybody else behind is going to be that much of a threat. Maybe the 14Bs, but all in all, it really doesn't seem that we're going to be being attacked too much. In terms of the overall results, the F2004s, of course, are far and away the class leaders in Class 1. And yep, there's Letourneau. If we have any opportunity to take that idiot out, we're going to do it. And then, of course, you have Quesada, Waldmüller, Roth, Forest, Belousov, of course, going down the field through C1 rather, Class 1. And you see where we line up. 12th overall, P2 in class. Let's see how we go in the race next. Welcome to the grid here at Spa. Looks like we actually have a nice day here in Belgium. No rain in the forecast, maybe some overcast skies later on in the race, but I don't think it's going to rain. We're P2 in class. Let's see how we get on. Formation lap, of course. We've got the R26s in front of us.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on a full start. We don't want to bog down.
Just watching the other MP413 off to the right. Alright, he's slotted in behind us. You can retake your position, pal. If you really want to. Okay, then. just resume as normal. All right. A little bit of an odd start to this formation lap, but we got the green flags up, and everything seems okay to me. How's my car looking? So far, so good. We've got to build some brake temp. And there's some brake temp. And we'll start working on the tires pretty soon. I do wonder if we can mount a challenge against these R26s in front. My previous experience here, of course this was before the game's update, these R26s were a bit slow in race conditions, so I might, just might, be able to mount a challenge to them in a straight line because I should have pretty much equal horsepower. Of course, we've got a V10 car here and they are V8 cars, but V10 in 1998, about 800 horsepower or so. V6 in V8 rather in 2006, about 800 horsepower, so we should be well matched. MP413 has a bit less drag though, given the less advanced aero development in this era. Coming through Stabilo now, and then back up the hill towards start finish. We got to start working the tires. And already an alarming amount of sparks coming out from the back of that Renault. We're not even at racing speeds yet. It's going to be flying up in my face if we can't dispose of him quickly. Let's get into mix 3 for the start. And computer takes over to reform the grid. Not expecting to mount a challenge up front. Again, maybe we'll be able to take care of these Renaults in front, we'll see. Just finding our good position now. Of course, all of this is outside of my control. And here we are, we're lined up a little bit off center.
The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
And we'll just get the HUD configured here quickly. Here we are. Revs up and off we go. Lots of wheel spin off the line. And even more wheel spin through second gear. And some contact there with the Williams. I had nowhere to go. In a Renault sandwich, basically. And we're gesticulating wildly as the Williams pushes us off the circuit. That was very dirty.
Start was okay. Now stay alert.
Start was awful, but it wasn't my fault. Lifting big time through Rouge and Radio. And now the draft on the R26. That Williams got a really good start. We dispose of one of the R26s already. Of course, we've got 11 laps to go here, so let's not get too excited. The name of this game is going to be to find a rhythm somewhat soon. See what we can do with these guys in front. We've got an R26, an MP423, and I can't quite identify the lead car in this gaggle. Might be, yeah, that's the other MP413. Okay, so that's proof that I can hang with these guys. Let's see what we can do. That MP413 is pulling a train. All aboard. Next stop, Spa. Second stop, Francorchamps. And that's the wall we're tagging there. No damage. Come on. Lost all my momentum there. We're going to have to claw this up quickly. Larson with the fastest lap, 151.359. That's with a standing start, mind you. That F2004 is immense. Fuel is plus 3.1, so not concerned about that at this point. Just barely close enough to start getting some effects of a tow from the R26. We'll see how that goes. Yep, we are reeling him in. They're running out of gear, though. Come on, come on, come on. Outbraking him into Lake Home. He holds his line. He's well entitled to do that. Interesting to see how he's dropping back a bit from the MP423. We're going to have to get rid of this Renault if we're going to challenge for the class win here. But just as interestingly, it's quite intriguing to see how that other MP413 is holding up Class 1 cars. I think Cody's, when they did the class allocations for these classic cars, they just made the allocations based off of the year of the car. I don't think they thought about relative performance, because that MP413 is just as fast as the R26 at very least, and the MP423 being held up as well. I've got the other R26 now sniffing at my rear. Probably get this video flagged for some reason. Anyway, let's see. Can we make any inroads here with the tow? 48.978 for Larson and P1. And there are all those sparks in my face. Let's go inside. Correa trying to avoid contact. Right, so we dispose of the R26. That puts us in P10 overall. Working lap 3 of 11. Now, if we were to get a safety car, it would be really intriguing. Might get a little bit of the slipstream advantage. Emphasis on a little bit. Coming up to red line. Can't quite close the gap. Close it up a bit on braking. Come on. Let's get after him. It's a McLaren train. Taking a trip down memory lane, back when McLaren actually could do something. Mercedes power, of course. Alright. Sky just got a bit dark. Should I be worried? I might be a little bit worried by that. Hopefully the sun has just gone behind some clouds temporarily. They really checked up. Come on. Let's see what we've got going on here. Get anything into Stavilo? Not looking like it, but just have a look at how soon they're getting on the brakes there. It's not really necessary. We should have a tow advantage back up the hill. Come on, guys. They pull away. Look at how they pull away. We're almost equal on horsepower here. And I am absolutely equal with horsepower on that second MP413 in front, so that's interesting. The inside on Mr. Correa. Pushes me out of position. Come on, let's get him into a source. Let's do it, let's do it, come on. There you go. That's how that's done. Now let's get after our teammate. We've got plenty of time. This is for the class win. I don't have to think about anything else. Can we start to gain that track position and close the gap? We shall see. Better getting into the corner. We're just about equal getting out of the corner. We are close enough for a tow. We're going to get that wash over the front wing through here. Take a slightly tighter line, minimize that. Okay. Now we've got to run. Can we do anything about this in Defania? Probably not. However, he does leave the door open. Some gesticulation there. And I say, that's a pass. I didn't think that was going to be an opportunity. However, there it was, presented itself, and yeah, thank you very much.
Our gap to the car in front is 24.6
24.6 seconds to the guy in front. Is that all? However, the important thing is I am now leading in Class 2. On lap 4 of 11, so we've got a long time to come yet. At this point, we'll just manage the gap behind. We'll see if he's able to challenge us. And aside from that, we can actually start talking about some things. You notice the fuel mix indicator there on the HUD on the right-hand side, just superimposed there over the right front tire. You can see that the fuel mix delta, it's plus 2.16 at this moment. However, you can see that the text is flashing between green and white, and it's happening very quickly. It's happening rather erratically as well, and I can't really find any explanation for that. It does not appear to be dependent on my mixture settings. I change it to mix 1 here, and the flashing is unaffected. So I'm led to believe that's a graphical glitch, and that has only come up since the 1.9 update for F1 2017. However, that's the only major bug that I have seen so far, and I wouldn't even really call it a major bug. It's just a slight annoyance because you can see it in your peripheral vision on occasion, particularly through these right-hand corners as your eyes are just drawn to the right-hand side of the car. So, yeah, that's a bug. They gotta fix that, but does it affect anything? Not really, just maybe a slight distraction. Other than that, I haven't heard any changes in the sounds, nothing that I can discern anyway. The visuals still look just as they had done previously. Meanwhile, speaking of visuals, I see in my mirrors I've got Correa in the MP423 coming up on us. I'd like to be able to hold him behind. We'll see if we can do that. I really don't need to race him, however, let's see if we can. He should actually have a straight line speed advantage over him. However, he will have a tow from my car. Punching a nice big old hole in the air for him.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
Lap time 57.687. It's respectable. It's faster than my qualifying time. Come on. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Thank you. A little bit of front brake bias. And mixture is still okay for the moment. Delta plus 1.82. Lots of self-talk in this video. I've been so far out of F1 2017 that I'm not really up to speed with it anymore. With the release of the Assetto Corsa Ferrari 70th anniversary pack, there have been other things to talk about. Quite honestly, I'm much more interested in that than I am in F1 2017. However, this is still a fun game, provided that you just take yourself down a few pegs and stop trying to make it a sim. Again, you all saw my change of heart a couple of months ago when this came out, and yeah. That MP423 is still right on our tail end. Again, we're not really racing him. We are racing him for overall position, but we're not racing him in class. It'd be nice to finish ahead of him, though. We already are ahead of those R26s. Brakes. Picked up a little bit of grass there. Quite forgiving, I must say. And I am noticing, through the corners anyway, there is just the slightest amount of graining on those front tires. Have a look through the high-speed corners. Yeah, there you go. Not even a high-speed corner, but you can see just some, quite sure what to call it, some flakes of rubber on the inside shoulder of the right front tire. You can see it there. Probably see it through the comb, maybe even here through Eau Rouge and Rayon. Not quite there, but have a look through the comb on the inside shoulders of the front tires. You're going to see some flakes of rubber. Would you call that graining? You well might. If that's what it actually is, that's a really cool graphical detail. trying to look, but I'm also trying to see where the apex and exit curbs are. Maybe a little bit there on that right front. Hard to judge. Yep, there you go, left front. Definitely see some there. Cool. Wuhan. 2017 cars, this is absolutely flat, both in this game and in Assetto Corsa. Really gets you to understand just how far we've come with performance. The F2004, not quite flat in the F2004 in either game, but 2017, we've got mechanical grip and we've got downforce galore. It's unbelievable. I just really wish that the 2017 cars were as light as the 2004 cars, because then we would really see some lap records broken. We're already seeing them broken. Lewis Hamilton in Japan, for example, reset the track record, but man, if the cars were 100 kilos lighter.
There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
Well, there's a bug. There's a fault in the DRS. Well, okay. This car doesn't have DRS, guys. Who the hell are my race engineers? Who are my race engineers? They don't understand what the car is actually equipped with. That's very disconcerting. I hope that doesn't mean my rear wing's falling apart or something. Because if that were to happen right here, it would be quite catastrophic. Anyway, what happened to Correa? I don't see him in the mirrors. He's either directly behind me or he's dropped back a bit. Did have some contact earlier on in the race. Correa is half a second behind. Now I see his indicators again with the arrows. Cool. Just wondering if that wing damage could have been from contact early on, perhaps at the start. I don't really remember taking a big hit to the rear. So we'll see. But I do know that there's no DRS on this car, so there's no DRS to break. All in all, though, I've got to say, the concentration's similar to what it is in Assetto Corsa or iRacing, but the actions required not nearly as precise. Overall, I'm quite relaxed. Remember that team radio in, what was it, 2005 or 2006? Fernando Alonso in the Renault in Australia. I know exactly who it was, where it was, I just don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember the team radio to Fernando Alonso. They were, Renault were telling him, just cool down a little bit, you've got plenty of space to the guy behind, and Alonso replies, I am very relaxed, something like that, so, you know, feeling like Alonso did in his glory days. Very relaxed. That didn't look very relaxed, but it actually was. Tire wear going. Alright, tire wear's nominal.
Some information on Barnes. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Barnes has a problem. What car is he in? I can't remember. Is he in the other 413? Possibly. Rear locking, that's going to open the door for Correa.
Caution.
Right, there's Barnes stopped. Could have kept it behind.
3 laps of fuel remaining. Some information on these. They're retiring from the race.
Kaufman there. Flavio Nieves is out of the race. Now we're drifting all over the place. What the hell happened? Is that the rear wing going? I hope not. And rear locking there through Rivage, and now rear end is unstable. Tire wear has ticked up, but is the rear wing okay? Do have a fault with that. Just having a look at the mirrors at the rear wing. Looks okay to me.
0.3 seconds.
Got yellow up here. Where is the car? He's stopped on the outside. Cool. Nieves, Mr. Snows.
Some information on Izumi. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Assuming that's one of the 14 Vs. So expecting to find him anytime soon. Lots of attrition all of a sudden in this race. I'm just hoping I'm not a casualty thereof. Fuel delta is plus 0.6. It's going to be critical here. I don't think we can mount a challenge to Korea, so we're not going to try. Let's get down to mix 1. Green in Sector 2 there, personal best. Giles is behind. He is in one of the R26s. Come on, I'd like to keep somebody in Class 1 behind us. We have the opportunity to do it, and one more lap to go. Última vuelta para nosotros. Ha sido una buena carrera, pero no hemos tenido tanto éxito. Pero todo estará bien. Porque estoy hablando español, no sé. My normal job, I speak Spanish all day. Lap over target, okay. Down here. That's... Aha, yeah, watch out, be careful. Don't do that too much. There's the R26. Let's keep him behind, come on. Fuel delta is plus 0.28. We should make it on fuel just fine. Brakes. There's the checkered flag. And that's a class win. Not too bad. Yep, there's a car bearing some battle scars. Rear wing held together. That's all I really wanted. So all in all, not terrible. Again, we didn't really have the success I wanted. I wanted to keep that MP423 behind us, but, well, you can't get everything you want. We did manage to keep the R26 behind, so that's a little bit of a consolation prize. Yes, it's the class win, but, well, the MP413 is quite a bit faster than even the FW14V, so it's a bit of a hollow victory. What can I say? What I don't like about being the Class 2 winner is you don't get to go up on the podium. so you
That's
don't
it
get
for
to see
today's
any
Grand Prix,
reward
and
for
from
your
Matt
efforts.
and
But
I,
there you
it's
go.
goodbye,
We
and
beat
see
the
you
second
again next time.
MP413 by 14.3 seconds, so that was hardly a race. And then everybody else in Class 2 was at least one lap behind. Kaufman there in P9, last car classified, down 2 laps. Not quite sure what happened there. And then Nieves in the 4.6 DNF. The overall results, you can see we are in P9 overall, up 1 spot from where we started. We kept both of the R26s behind us. Clark there in the MP413 down there in P12. So he is P2 in class. However, he is technically speaking 2 spots behind me on the track. Interesting race. We did not get lapped even by the F2000 Force, so that's somewhat of an achievement, I must say. But interesting. Interesting results all around, I must say. The MP423s, yep, there's Correa, who did manage to overtake me there toward the end after I had a bit of a moment into Rivage, but, well, that does happen. Important thing was it wasn't for class position, it was for track position, though. Maybe we could have gotten P8 today, but that is how the proverbial cookie crumbles. That's our return to F1 2017. Yeah, the commentary wasn't so colorful because, well, I'm kind of tired. I'm recording this sort of late into the night, so, well, it's how things work. But hopefully that was enjoyable for all of you. For Ironman 601 saying thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon.